Hello, good afternoon. I'm going to keep it exceptionally brief and possibly just reiterate what many of my esteemed colleagues have already spoken to you of. Now, primarily, we are a school that focuses on our pastoral care, but we also have a rich enrichment programme. Now, many of you have already heard about the importance that's placed on happiness. If we look back across the last 2 weeks, there hasn't been a morning that the children and staff haven't literally skipped into the building. And I hope you can see my screen there, just giving you an idea of some of those children. We are a co-ed school. We're an all-through school. We have children on site as young as 3 and 4 years of age, right the way up to 16. And again, repeating things that both Juliet and Edward have said about making the right choice for your family, we are there to support you at every step. We have children that join us simply because they've just touch landed in London, but a few weeks previously. We have parents that stay with us and children that stay with us for the entirety, right the way from their nursery onwards. But at each stage, we are there to support the families in ensuring that the next step is right for that child, which means if they join us earlier on and decide that 11 plus they'd like to go to a single sex school or perhaps boarding, then we support them through that at every step. Similarly, at 13 plus, if a family situation changes or perhaps they decide that the child has reached an age where boarding is an option for them, we talk them through that at every stage. We've talked about this idea of holistic curriculums. KS as well has that at its focus. Any of you who have visited us over the years may well have met Magoo, who is our principal. And Magoo embodies everything that talks about holistic curriculums, about the idea of in order to be interesting, the child needs to be interested. In order to access the high quality learning, that child needs to be happy. But if we look specifically at the academics now, we similarly have a range and collective of offerings at GCSE, but that stems right the way from year 7 up. We have a number of programs in our junior school that mature once they hit our senior school, such as entrepreneurship. And so entrepreneurship is about understanding world economies. It's about looking at innovation in industry, understanding how important both communication and collaboration is in order to allow communities to thrive. We've then got an aspect known as life perspectives. This is where children really get to grips with belief systems, the ability to have empathy and understanding for different perspectives, but actually being able to articulate it, discuss it. We encourage our children to have those discussions at the dinner table once they leave. And we often have parents ringing us up on Monday morning going, oh, so you're responsible for that discussion I had over the course of the weekend. And actually, we treat that as a pat on the back. Our children are engaged in what is happening outside of our school doors. Whilst they're with us, however, we keep them busy. And you can see that just in the plethora of curriculum options available to us. Like many of the schools that you've heard this evening, we have our very own Performing Arts Hub found in St Saviour's. And similarly, we have children who have performed on the West End, children who've gone on to feature in films, and actually that's a testament to the work and efforts of our staff and the interest and nurturing environment that we provide them with. Again, looking at GCSE options, it is a focus on skills. We, since the start of nursery, ensure that those skills are embedded within our children. By the time they get to year 7, we include that as part of our timetable. So the first thing that the children do when they step through their gates on Monday morning is team building. Each child participates in an hour of team building, and those team building exercises might be a balloon relay race, they might be building towers of sticks, they might actually be discussing this idea of energy efficiency and the global economy. Whatever it is, they're faced with a challenge when they walk in. We give them the tools, we give them the strength to then overcome that challenge, but crucially to do so working as a team. By the time Monday afternoon comes along, we again play into that be interested. And so our Monday afternoons on site, our children have an opportunity to speak to a range of guest speakers. They do their research, their intel, they discuss as a group, what are we going to ask that individual? And then they demonstrate the confidence, They are able to articulate the questions and engage in discussion from a range of guest speakers. Just this month alone, our children have spoken to the Lord Mayor of London. They have spoken to a global chess champion. And on Monday, they are speaking to a chief inspector of the Metropolitan Police. And so there are simply a range of people that we welcome into our doors. And that opens the children's eyes. They get a glimpse of what they perhaps may in a few years time may enter into as a profession. And obviously by the time they get to year 10, that then develops into our work experience programme and our careers programme. So our children, they're active from the minute they step in to the minute they leave. And that also means that they influence the school. Like many of the schools, we have our school captains and our prefects. We have a school council. We have an eco club who most recently declared that Mondays across the school is meat free. And again, that was looking at how we impact in terms of our wider things of eating lots of meat and being able to increase global warming as a consequence. And so they've decided actually it's not sustainable. And so as a school, Mondays are now meat free. So there are lots of ways in which our children play a really active and crucial role in our school life. And that school life goes on well and truly after the end of school. We have over 55 clubs each week. We have Key Skills Week that takes place every year. Again, looking at all of those team building aspects, the wider curriculum, those future skills that you've heard so much about this evening. And then throughout the Easter, summer and Christmas, there are programmes to keep them active and engaged. Elveston Place, we are a satellite site. So whilst our main hub is over at Pond Street, located just a few minutes walk from Knightsbridge station, our senior children presently are based in Elveston Place, literally 3 minutes walk from the Victoria and Albert Museum, the National History Museum, the Science Museum, and indeed Hyde Park. And so outside of these extraordinary times, our staff make use of that. They immerse the children in the wonderful exhibitions available to them at the V&A. And this is where the children then end their week. Every Friday, our year 7s through 11s finish their week with an hour of yoga, an opportunity for them to reflect on the achievements of the week, ready themselves for the weekend, and hopefully prepare to be skipping back through their doors on Monday morning. We do so at Hyde Park. Similarly to the opportunities you have to use the park spaces, they have that just 2 minutes down the road. If you are interested in finding out more about us and our registration process, then please do contact our registrar, Mary. We, like many other schools, have resorted to virtual tours. Please do look at our website. It gives you a glimpse of life at Knightsbridge School right the way up from nursery and beyond. And we are welcoming you outside of school hours to pop along and visit us. So do please get in touch with Mary. That's everything from me, Juliet. Hopefully I've kept it short enough to be able to send everyone on their way on time.